Hi, my name is Britton Morrell, and I am an attorney practicing workers' compensation in Colorado since 1995. It's all that I do. I hope this video will be helpful to you. If it is, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. And with that, why don't we dive into it? Okay, so if you've been injured on the job, you've got a few responsibilities. For example, you should report the injury. Number two, you should go to the medical doctors, etc. But a lot of times my clients ask, well, what does my employer have to do, or what should they do if an employee's been injured on the job? And so we may even have some employers looking at this video as well, and if that's the case, welcome aboard. And so we're going to kind of go over it. Okay, so responsibility number one. Employers should have workers' compensation insurance. Most Colorado employers do have workers' compensation insurance. It's a special kind of insurance that covers all on-the-job injuries regardless of who's at fault. So number one, they should be carrying workers' compensation insurance. Number two, they should be putting up in the workstation that if you've been injured on the job, you should give a notice in writing. They should also have prepared a list of designated physicians to send you to, or to send one of their employees to if they've been injured on the job. Three, I'll tell you, employers should communicate with their workers' compensation insurance. They should have somebody who knows how to handle it. They should be a little bit more experienced. With big employers, that's not an issue. With small employers, it is. But regardless, now someone's been injured, you've been injured, one of your employees has been injured. What are your responsibilities? Okay, you've got three responsibilities, frankly, as an employer. Now, these aren't necessarily, some of them are legal responsibilities, which if you don't, as an employer, do it, you're gonna have issues. Some of them are just what best practices. Okay, number one, have the employee write out a statement of what happened, how they got injured, etc. Very simple, not confrontational, just say, hey, fill this out, let's get this in, let me know what happened, what you injured, etc. Great. Number two, send them to medical care. If it's an emergency, call an ambulance. If it's kind of an emergency, but they can get to an emergency room, send them to an emergency room, okay? And if it's not an emergency, but they still need medical care, send them to medical care. And that's where that designated physician list comes in. So number one is just get a written statement of injury, okay? Number two, send them for medical care. Number three, contact your workers' compensation insurance company, let them know what's happened, and let your insurance adjuster handle the rest. That's what they do, okay? I practice law. That's what I do. If one of my employees gets a work injury, I'm calling the insurance company, I'm letting the adjuster handle the rest of the case because that's their job, right? And your employer got into business to do something other than handle work comp injuries. You do what you do, what they do. And that is across the board what you should do, regardless of whether you agree that the injury is covered under work comp, agree that the person got injured, even if you have serious doubts, doesn't matter. Just do those three things. Let your adjuster. For the love of God, where people get into trouble is they think that they know the law, even though they're not lawyers, and they start telling people, no, that's not work-related, it's not. I'll give you a classic example. You slip and fall in the parking lot on the way to the car, and the employer goes, oh, it's not covered under work comp. It is, okay? It is. There are other times when things aren't covered, but your adjuster should know that. That's what their job is. Beyond that, once you've done that, let's talk if the employee's treating, if the injured worker is treating, what should the employer do? Number three is, while the employee's treating, keep in touch, say, look, if I can't accommodate them, I won't, and I'll let the adjuster know. Simple, non-confrontational, easy if you can. Follow the restrictions and offer modified duty. That's better for the injured worker, it's better for the employer, it's better for everybody if the injured worker is back at work doing some type of modified duty, okay? Now, we'll talk later in another video about can you be fired if you're under workers' compensation injury. But again, if I'm an employer, talk with the adjuster, talk with the folks that are supposed to be advising you on it, okay? But bottom line is, that's what the employer's responsibility is. That's what they should be doing if in a work injury. They should be A, carrying workers' compensation insurance, B, when the worker gets injured, sending them out for medical care, getting a statement, letting their insurance company know, and C, trying to accommodate the injured worker to bring them back to work within restrictions so that everybody's continuing to work and everybody gets better sooner. Hopefully that was helpful, and if you are an injured worker who's been injured on the job and your employer is not doing what they should be doing, give us a call. My name is Britton Morrell. I'm with Kaplan Morrell. We've been helping injured and disabled workers since 1995, and we'd love to help you. You can call us at, all the information is here, 970-356-9898. You can text us at that same number. You can reach out to us on our website. And with that, thank you for spending part of your day with me. Bye.